sauna today.
The best part of the job is honestly having sweats and sessions with people and meeting people and holding community events like that is the authentic way to meet people through the culture.
I'm fearless.
I'm fearless.
I'm shameless.
I'm shameless.
I am doubtless.
I'm doubtless.
I like to give people an opportunity to move non-traditional way while they're going through these hot and cold cycles, so hopefully they can have that experience of less pain, and I absolutely love that. I think it's amazing.
Let's do this.
Thanks so much for coming to the Secret Spa.
What we're trying to do here is build a space that people can come to weekly, bi-weekly, twice a week, come after work, after a workout, and forget about their life for 2 hours during a hot-cold cycle and share that time with other people.
I was starting doing this with no business context at all, and I would do this anyway, whether it was part of my livelihood or not. It's just a practice that is so strong and embedded that when I live without it, I feel like there's part of me missing. I started my business partly by accident, but also something that I was passionate about. So I moved to Canada from Finland 2016, and I was kind of having a good time, but there was always something missing. I was like, how do I make sauna culture happen here? How do I make that space? Renting a place, not being able to build a permanent one. So I was always struggling with that, looking for options for a couple of years, and eventually I was just like, okay, I gotta make a mobile sauna and have that available and just take it with me and park it where I can and figure it out from there. This is the one that got me inspired to start the whole business eventually, when people started asking if they can rent this out or if I can bring it to the beach and all that. Once I had it and it was all paid for, I was like, this was the best investment I've ever done. And without ever planning that it was a business, just for my health, just for community, just for having people over. Löyly time.
I remember it was at MEC Summit, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, Valtteri?
Yeah.
And then Valtteri was there pitching sauna trailer business. And that's when I first met Valtteri.
He gave me his business card and say like, I love what you're thinking and let's talk. And then now 3 years later, we're happy to be in business together and creating more opportunities in this sector.
Big part of the Secret Spa space was going to be education.
Yeah.
So part of that was going to be guided courses. And then so I started to ask my business coach if he knew anybody who would be good for guiding a hot cold cycle. And then he introduced me to Ryan.
Connecting with Peter, connecting with Valtteri, it excites me because ultimately I think all of us agree that we want to bring people into a more joyful state in life. We want to see more community being grown, which is people connecting in a real way, being vulnerable, being pushed to their edge, and then celebrating themselves in that sense.
It's kind of cool. The sauna acts like a hub for change, right, in the community. Like, say you have a person who works in an office job and they're just like super isolated, lonely all day. And they come here and like they're not in front of a screen or working, and they're just like with 9 other strangers who may have like, you know, that kind of lifestyle. And they come and they kind of put their walls down, and they don't really have a choice but to, like you said earlier, like share in that suffering, and just like they kind of learn that they're not alone. Right? So think about it, it's 10 individuals who learn that they're not alone. They go out back to their respective worlds and they share that ripple effect.
Yeah, I think in regards to mental health too, it's like we spend so much time in our heads. And the sauna acts as a really good somatic practice where you are in survival mode, so you get out of your thinking brain and you get into your body.
Yeah. Totally.
And I just think we could benefit a lot more from shifting the stress from here and just being a lot more aware of what we're feeling inside.
Yeah, I love that.
I always knew from the beginning that our product was going to be a hot sauna and a cold tub and a safe space for people to use those two things and share the suffering as well as pleasurable times together.
For me, I do a lot of reflection in my sauna. It's where I go to reset and reflect. And I do find that when I emerge from there, I'm a much calmer, at peace version of myself.
Sauna is a great place to share silence as well, which can be a powerful language sometimes. Some of the men's group sessions we had here, we had an hour of silence with 14 men in a sauna. Yeah. Everybody's there, but you're all in your own reflections and journey and thoughts. Löyly is the process of pouring water on the rocks, getting the steam. In Finland, we believe that Löyly has a healing spirit, that you can kind of put your intentions to it and let that steam manifest those intentions that you put out. And cold water is a source of a lot of inspiration and a lot of health, and I think it's just a beautiful union with the hot and cold.
When you start to feel that ease come about, like the breath feels more steady, and there's a little less tension in the body, stay in a few more moments after that to feel into that still state, and then get yourself out before you start to get too cold.
Brian is a guide at the Secret Spa. I think education is a key piece to this, repositioning the spa from luxury to routine, and also into a thing where you have to have that yin-yang, that pain-pleasure. You have to push a little bit. You don't want to be comfortable the whole time. And it's also cool to see him mix in movements to hot-cold cycling.
I have always enjoyed saunas. I've always enjoyed cold exposure, but I've done it more on my own because I didn't feel like a curated experience was offered.
Yeah.
This blows it out of the water for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I really think there's that intention and there's option, and yeah, it gives people agency to decide how they want to navigate this.
Yeah.
You know, and shedding light on the fact that it's not just about like sitting and relaxing. There's a push element. There's a getting uncomfortable element, but then there's also that resting and connecting element.
After being in the hot, going into the cold, the body's really, really alive. It's really, really in your awareness. And moving in that place, I think it can give you a deeper sense of like what your body is. You're gonna get way more out of that experience if you explore your body through some movement. So the way I like to think of it is, do you wanna have a taste of the meal, or do you wanna consume the whole thing? Do you wanna actually have the fullest experience?
Cold plunging has been really important to me for a long time. Definitely through the pandemic, and just like personally it helped me get through so much.
Yeah.
I've been hoping that sauna, like places like this would start here. Like I've been just like praying and hoping and asking my partner to build one if
Well, your wish is true.
I didn't realize like how much community connection can be achieved through 2 hours of spending time with people in this way.
I've never done a hot-cold cycle in a ice or in a tub in general. But it was really nice because everyone here was really supportive. You were like, oh, I really want to watch when you go in and I can see your reaction because that's going to be great. Like I just met everyone here mostly today and they're already very supportive and want me to have the best experience possible. It's a wonderfully inviting space. And I'm really grateful that you have this. And I can't wait to bring myself and other people here.
Thank you.
just don't get shut down.
There's pretty much zero chance that the current Secret Spa location will ever be legal, as far as I understand. I could be wrong, but everybody you've spoken to has pretty much led me to that conclusion. So if we do get shut down here, our only option is to move.